Have you ever noticed that the hardest part of doing anything is simply starting? You want to work out. You want to study. You want to read, or maybe start that business you've been dreaming about? But instead, you scroll, you wait, you plan. And the more you think about starting, the harder it becomes. Here's the truth. You're not lazy. You're human. Your brain is simply trying to protect you from discomfort. But there's a simple rule that can break this pattern completely. A rule that turns inaction into momentum. A rule that can change everything. Stay till the end, because what I'll share with you at the end is a master key that will make you unstoppable. Part 1. The real enemy. Resistance. Every time you think of doing something meaningful, your mind whispers, "I'll do it later. I'm too tired. Maybe tomorrow." That voice is resistance. And resistance grows stronger the more you feed it with delay. It's not that you don't want success, you just can't start. But what if starting didn't feel so heavy? What if you could trick your brain into moving? That's where the 5-minute rule comes in. Part 2, the 5-minute rule, the simple trick. Here's how it works. Whenever something feels hard or overwhelming, tell yourself, "I'll just do it for 5 minutes." That's it. Not an hour. Not a full workout. Just 5 minutes. Because your brain can't fight something that feels that easy. Once you begin, something magical happens. You create momentum. You go from thinking to doing. And once you're doing, resistance disappears. Part 3. Why it works. The science behind it. Here's why this works so powerfully. Inside your mind, there are two forces at play. One seeks comfort. That's the part that loves the couch, the snacks, the phone. The other seeks growth. That's the part that wants to evolve, learn, and improve. The moment you start a task, even for 5 minutes, your growth brain takes control. Your body releases a tiny dose of dopamine, that feel-good chemical that keeps you going. And suddenly, what felt hard now feels possible. It's not motivation that creates action. It's action that creates motivation. Part 4. The power of small wins. When you start small, you begin to collect victories. Tiny daily wins. And those wins build confidence. You realize you can take action. You can follow through. You can trust yourself again. The 5-minute rule isn't about finishing something in 5 minutes. It's about defeating the voice that says, "Don't start." Because once you start, you almost never stop. Writers use it. Students use it. Entrepreneurs, athletes, creators, they all use it. They know that momentum is the secret ingredient of success. Part 5. Applying it in real life. Let's make this practical. When you don't feel like working out, tell yourself, "I'll just put on my shoes and move for 5 minutes." 5 minutes later, you'll be in the flow. When you don't feel like studying, say, "I'll just open my book and read for 5 minutes." 5 minutes later, you'll be focused. When you don't feel like cleaning, writing, or creating, just begin for 5 minutes. Because starting small breaks the wall of hesitation. The 5-minute rule works because it's not about time. It's about tricking the mind into motion. Part 6. The psychology behind it. Psychologists call this the Zeigarnik effect. It means your brain hates unfinished tasks. Once you start something, your brain wants to finish it. That's why beginning, even for a moment, keeps you engaged. You've felt this before. Once you start a movie, you want to see how it ends. Once you start cleaning, you want to finish the room. Once you start moving, you build momentum that carries you forward. That's the science of success. Not perfection, not motivation, but motion. Part 7. The master key at the beginning. I said I'd share a master key. Here it is. The 5-minute rule teaches you a simple truth. Success doesn't start with big steps. It starts with tiny commitments that build massive consistency. You don't need to wait for motivation. You just need 5 minutes of courage. Because courage, not comfort, changes your life. Part 8. A message for you if you've been waiting for the right time. Stop waiting. There is no perfect day. There's only today, and the choice you make right now. Take 5 minutes. Move your body. Write that email. Start that book. Whatever it is, just begin. Because once you begin, life starts moving with you. You don't need to see the whole staircase. You just need to take the first small step. If this message connected with you, then don't let it fade away. I upload a brand new video every single day to help you grow, stay motivated, and build the life you deserve. So if you truly want to move forward, hit that subscribe button right now. Because if you don't, you might just stay stuck where you are. Your transformation begins with one small act. Maybe just 5 minutes of it. This is the growth plan, reminding you, you don't need to be perfect to start. You just need 5 minutes of courage to start becoming who you were meant to be.